Okay, today, we've kind of got a lot here. But the first thing I want to show you is how to use your Lulu account to create sales. Come up here to where it's My Projects. Click on that, the screen will change, and then here are your books. Now let's say I want to put a sale on this one, Hearts of Clay. Right here, there's a little tiny green, do you see that little tiny green thing that says percent? 0%, click on that. And then you can come down here and, let's say we're going to take a quarter off. It'll show you your discounted price for your customer and the revenue that you're going to make from it. So $5 is still pretty good. Come down to the bottom, click Set Discount. You do the same thing when you want to take it off of the sale. Okay, your revenue. See up here where it says My Revenue? Lulu pays out at 5. Create Space Amazon does not pay out till 20. And if you take into consideration that you're only making a half a penny a page, you could be old. Okay? So see here it says your revenue, and you can actually go back. Payments. See how it's showing me that I have $3.12 that is not paid out, but it will pay out at January the 31st if I have $5 altogether. You can click underneath there and say Show Sales. It will show you which sales you made and to whom. Well, not to whom, but what it was that you sold. See $1.04 here. That's my first book of poems, and I guess I would have to go back further to find out what the other sale was. Anyway, if you need to find your 20%, you're not really sure how to do that, go back to your revenue, mess around with these buttons on the side, and eventually you're going to find what you made, and then just take 20% of that at the end of the year. Right here is my author spotlight. You need to keep one of those because I can go into your accounts without buying the book and put a review. Okay, so let's talk about authors' pages. We should have one on Facebook, of course, or WordPress, or a blog, or something of that nature. What you should also do is see if you can find or create a group locally as your author's page, too. Because that's going to be very helpful. Like maybe put the name of your neighborhood and, and that be part of it, this is for this book. Joe and Edna Beer Can. Okay, Joe and Edna Beer Can didn't finish school. They had to quit school to help their families. They didn't go back to school. You can, if you really think about it, you can see them, on the steps of their trailer with their 3.2 kids and their 5.2 dogs. This represents the mass market of America for literature. And the reason for that is, this is the group of people that are most likely to purchase books. They, statistically, that part of America is more than likely going to be, who's purchasing your book. So the first thing you want to think about is when you're writing, you don't want to use a word that's as long as supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, because when the school system or anyone else picks out a book, they go through it like this. If there are 5 words that they don't understand in the first 5 pages, that book is put down, it goes nowhere. Okay, so write simply. But also, you have to consider this when you're pricing your book. You may want a $10 profit on every single book, but that could be cutting your demographic in half because people aren't going to buy what they can't afford. They have to buy food. They have bills to pay. So there's a lot of books that are cheaper. Maybe they'll just get one of those. So you have to really think about that and price it accordingly. Okay? So maybe you're only making $3 per book. But $3 per book, if you sell 1 million books, is quite a bit of money. And $10 a book seems like a lot per book. But if you only sell 1 book, you're going to find out it's not as much as you thought it was. Alright, so I also want to talk to you about Amazon. Most of our stuff You know, everyone says, I want my book on Amazon. Everybody looks for books on Amazon. Oh, I don't know about that. We go through Amazon, create space and Ingrams, Barnes and Nobles, and places like that. And the only reason we do that is to get international distribution. Okay, well, here we are on Amazon. And what I wanted to say about it, basically, I don't know if you know this or not, and I am filming this myself, so please forgive if it's not very good. Amazon now has a policy of taking reviews that you already have off of your page if they think you know that person. They don't necessarily have to have any proof. The person doesn't have to have the same last name as you, but now they have begun to take reviews off of people's books. So if somebody's going to review your book, ask them to do it on Lulu or Goodreads or something like that. Also, most of the time, Amazon will put our vendor slot at the bottom underneath everyone else's. So any extra money you were going to make off of that, which is not very much, at a half a penny a page, you know, Amazon pockets that too. So, okay. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is blog tours. If you have, especially if you have a G+ blog, because everybody can plus each other up on that. What a blog tour is you write some interview questions, and then you trade with other writers who have blogs or WordPress pages or whatever it is, and you post each other's reviews so that it gets all around the internet. These are actually very effective. It's just kind of hard to get people, you know, to do it with you because people are basically busy. So, yes, in the past that has worked for me very well. Now I want to share something on Facebook. Whoops. Sorry, I'm recording this myself. You have to forgive me. Author, publisher, book editor, or author, publisher, editor, book reader. Okay, see it? This is actually a pretty good group to be in, not to push your book necessarily, but it's like absolute right. Of course, some people are there just push their book. But, you know, it's questions, things that people run into that are common, tips for each other. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is your sales, your overall sales. I gotta tell you, I'm much better at selling books from my hand. I don't sell anything on the internet, but I do quite well selling my books by hand. Now, I know everybody's kind of afraid of signings. You have to talk to the public, or you had a signing and it didn't go well. But the truth of the matter is, probably the first signing you won't sell anything. Second signing, probably not going to sell anything. But by the third signing, you know what you're doing. You know what to say. You know what sales points, you know, are going to help you. You know what I mean? You know what works best for you. Also, I want you to understand that an excellent salesman and an excellent writer are not necessarily the same thing. You could be the greatest writer in the world, and you just don't know how to sell. And then you look on the internet and you see books selling that shouldn't even have been written, where they're misspelled, and they're selling gobs. It's not because they're good writers, it's because they're a good salesman. So don't take poor sales personal. Okay, guys, that's about it. Love ya.